All right, next we're going to talk about Max's grandfather from Kaylee's side. So for Kaylee's grandparents, after the loss of her, they're losing their daughter. Technically, both of their daughters. One became crazy, and one actually died. Um, so they're just very old, retired, just together. And I mentioned in the Paid Mother book that I really like. My phone is gonna just keep moving, right? Moving. I guess. Okay. Anyway, sorry. So her parents, retired, things like that. And so I mentioned in the Paid Mother book that Kaylee's mom, is she has cancer and she doesn't have that long to live, and that's part of the reason why Max and Jackie and Kevin came to visit her side of the family, things like that, see how they were doing, and she went to visit her grandson because she haven't seen him since he was born, because after he was born, Kevin locked himself off from everyone and all contacts and things like that. So anyway, it's kind of a coincidence that during that time that the grandparents and Kevin, who needed a heart, were both there. And so that scene where Jackie was like getting ready to go prepare to give her heart up for Kevin, the grandfather showed up. Walker, I believe I called him Walker, or Mr. Walker. That's their last name. I'm just gonna say Grandpa Walker. So Grandpa Walker shows up, and he's like, "I need to talk to you." And so during that exchange, they're talking things like that. His wife passed. I don't remember her name, but the wife passed. Katie's mom passed, and so she ends up being the matching heart for Kevin. And so that's when Kevin finds out that his heart's not Jackie's heart; it's actually his mother-in-law's heart, which is Kaylee's mom's heart. So basically, a piece of Kaylee's inside of him. And yeah, so that's the thing. So he came in as I was writing, like boop, like never thought about them, especially about the grandparents, like Kevin's parents and Katie's parents. I did still want Jackie's parents to still be involved in the book, but I just didn't thought about their parents. And so I think that's another hard thing about writing the book, because there's so many people, there's so many family members. Like Jackie's family's huge, she has like the boy, twin brothers, four siblings, and then her mom and dad, and then she has a dog, and it's just kind of like a lot in that aspect. And then Kevin has his own two parents, and then Kaylee has her own two parents, her crazy sister. So there's so many family members, so many like people, and sometimes I kind of forgot. So I didn't really think about Grandpa Walker at all. But as I was writing, and when did I think Max ended up seeing Grandpa Walker when he went to visit his mom. It's been a while because I'm so focused on the third part. I haven't really gone back to be like, what? Sorry, but like, I don't really remember. And I got school, so I don't remember, you guys. So, I think he saw him when he went to go visit Kaylee's grave. And so that's when he found out that, Grandpa Walker's alone. He has no one. And Max was like, oh, you alone got no one. I alone got no one. And he loves his grandfather, and he knows that he will be on his side. So that's part of the reason why he invited him to live with them. And it also makes sense because, this is the father of your late wife. Why not take care of him in terms of for Kevin? So, okay. Sorry. Listen to the song. Yeah, so, why wouldn't you take care of your father-in-law? So, in that aspect, I was like, okay, that makes sense. The way Grandpa Walker came in, basically acting like Max shut things down, calling people bullshit, saying Tiffany ain't shit, she's not the one for you. This boy is no son or no, grandson of mine. He's, he was denying Alex. He was just like, no, 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 no. He was denying him and all that. Like, the way he came in and, also exposing Jackie, saying, "Why are you acting like this, making this woman run up on your man and things like that," and saying, "Yes, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. Like, this is not the woman that I thought you were gonna be for my son-in-law," and then things like that. So, he just came in. But towards the end, I'm not gonna lie, he did kind of. You didn't really hear from him at all towards the end of the book, and that's really because I have so many people and I regret, but they're all important. I put them in there. Like, you know, I'm writing about real life. Like, if this was a TV show, it's so much easier to tell the story. You can quickly do it in a minute. But I'm writing to write about every scene, every, you know, person talking and all that. It's just so much work. It's so much. I'm like, who is this person? What's their, like, oh, so much. And I mean, but I need to, because it makes sense for the book. This is, you know, fiction. This is like real life, you know, real life in terms of real people, things like that type of drama. So, you know, real people have families. So I have to put that in there and kind of see why other writers don't really stupid charger, don't do that. There we go. Okay, phone. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, Janet. Yeah, so I already explained her evil plan was to take over the company, get revenge on Kevin for all the heartbreak and heartache, and also get revenge on Jackie as well. Yeah, so I already said her backstory. Yeah, so she, after Volok was in jail, he's still in jail now. In terms of the book, things like that, he's still in jail because he has the biggest crime to pay. I'm not sure for how long, but we'll see. And so, yeah, he's been in jail since the Paid Mother first book, so he's been in jail for a while. And with Janet, you know, since he's in jail and he has no contact to his gang, Janet, because, you know, they were together, they were like a little couple, and he also introduced her to his business and things like that, you know, she became next in line to take over. And so she ends up with all the assets and all the gang stuff and business and all that stuff. So after she got early release, you know, she got together her gang, and that's how she started preparing for revenge and things like that. And yeah, so she ends up, you know, kidnapping Jackie, hurting her family, things like that. And yeah, so she's basically the aunt of Max, and she's the mother of Alexander. I think, yeah, that's really it. And, you know, Alexander ends up killing her because, you know, she tried to kill Jackie and things like that, and self-defense, and, you know, that's really it. Because I kind of already explained about her through the other characters. So, yeah, that's Jackie. Janet. Oh, I'm messed up in names. Oh, Janet. Okay. If you have any questions about any of the characters, anything you noticed, or want to like talk about, whatever, just, you know, put in the comments. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about supporting roles, which is kind of going to be a little bit longer. So I'm going to end this little video, and then I'll talk about supporting roles.